I'm Mara, and this is my recording of the hand washing lab. Real quick before we start, I've assembled my materials here on my workspace. I'm just going to give you a better angle here. So I have my glow gel, my UV light, my beaker of water, and then in each box I have prepared, I've labeled them already and then prepared the 2 test tubes and pipette in each one of these. So first things first, I did clean this area with bleach solution, and I have a disposal, tool disposal right over here of isopropyl alcohol. So now that we're all set up, my first step will be, the first action is the no wash. So I'm going to take the glow gel, and put about a quarter size amount on my hand, just like that. And then I'm going to rub it in, making sure I cover every surface like I would if I was putting on hand sanitizer. And notice that with my PPE today, I have on my apron and I have on my safety glasses, but I am not wearing gloves because that is the experiment today. So, all right, next step, in the no wash category, I am going to transfer 3 milliliters of water into each test tube. And that's number 3. And then moving on to the second test tube. All right, that's 3. And I'm just going to put that pipette right there. And real quick, we're going to take this UV light and we're just going to do a little scan. Okay, so I'm noticing a lot of UV. You can kind of see the contamination, so that's kind of what we're studying. And it's concentrated in the wrinkles of my hands, and I have a little cut on my hand, and it's glowing right there. And then there's a ton of glowing around my nail beds, underneath my nails, and my cuticles. The intact skin that's really smooth, surprisingly, does not hold a ton of it. It's really dug into those wrinkles, though. It's going to be hard to get out. Same thing on this hand, no noticeable changes. And now I'm going to take a scan, and there is glowing all over my pipette, mostly all over the bulb. I'll check this water cup. I see a little bit on the side there. And then there's definitely a smudge mark on the top of the box. I don't know if you can see that very well. And when I look at the pipettes, pretty good there, except for where I'm touching, that's now smudged and glowing. And then same thing here. So in my data table, I would make a note of 1, 2, 3, 4 where I touch the, 1 for each where I touch the test tube, and then 5, and then 6 with my hands. And then I would make a note in my data that tells exactly where I'm seeing the glowing in my hands. All right, so that was step 1. Now we're going to do step 2. That involves a quick wash. So quickly I'm going to do just the normal hand wash. Little soap, little water, real fast, just like that. Dry them off. And then, so when I look at my hands, I see the glowing again in that little cut. It's still in the deeper creases around the bases of my fingers, and there's a lot of it in my cuticles. So same thing on this hand, no difference. All right, and now I'm going to transfer 3 milliliters of water to the quick wash. That was test tube 1. Oh, that was test tube 2, 3 in each. And then we'll take the UV light, and there is just the faintest hint of glowing on the pipette. Really none on the box. And then I'm going to go ahead and lift these up and see if anything's in there. No. No. Okay, so I would note in my data table that I saw 1 and then 2, my hands, and note exactly where it was. Not on the intact skin, but heavily still in the cuticles. So that would be the quick wash. So for the third one, which is a good wash, I will do, after watching the video, I will do the proper hand washing technique. And I'm gonna be over here, I'm gonna talk to you through it. So I'm gonna turn on this water. We're using warm soapy water. And I'm working up a really good lather here. And I want to be here for 2 rounds of happy birthday is the best way to remember it. And I have a nail brush, and so I'm going to go ahead and use that because the cuticles were just a hot spot for that flow gel. And then I want to make sure that I'm really getting the skin, because again, it was in those tiny, tiny wrinkles and cracks in my hands. One final one. And then I'm pointing my hands down so everything washes down the sink. Okay, I'm gonna grab a paper towel, dry off my hands, and then I'm gonna grab a new paper towel to turn off the sink. And we'll do a quick little look with the UV light to see if any debris is in the sink, any of that glowing. I don't see any. Gonna look on the handle. Don't see any. And then we'll do a quick little scan of my hands. So no more glowing in the cut. Little wrinkles are free. No, nothing in my cuticles. Nothing in my nail beds. And then just kind of see how far we got up here. Do a little body scan. I'm seeing none on my apron, so I'm feeling pretty clean. All right, now I'm going to do the exact same thing. Transfer 3 milliliters of water into each test tube. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this is, again, the good wash, what you should be doing all the time. It's kind of an important lesson to learn, especially given what we're going through right now. I'm going to take the UV light, and I see 1 tiny glowing part. And it's actually a particulate. It actually might just be a thread. It is. Okay, it moves. And then nothing on the box. And then nothing in the test tube. Look at them pulling out. Look at them. Nothing there. Nothing there. And again, look at the water. Nothing there. And then when I look on the surface, I'm not seeing anything there either. So obviously the good hand washing was the best method in mitigating that contamination. Thank you so much. And that's the end of the lab.